Alright, basically now one thing we need to do, which is probably not really clear, I mentioned you have to really look on the sheet to figure this out, but we'll just rename this. Basically what if we look here, it says unnamed. So if I rename this to structural, I think might save us. I can change it there actually, but we should call this structural anyway, just so we know where it is. Of course, you would be calling it all different things if it was a bigger file or bigger job. You have more than one sheet. They're all structural, so it could be structural sections, structural concrete plans, or whatever it might be. Anyway, just change it here as well, so that's good. All right, so now and also as you can see here, it's in the it all sort of interacts. It's here, it's there. It doesn't matter where you change it. Okay, so we'll get to that a bit later. All right, so now one thing I'm noticing here is that I didn't turn off the crop for this thing here, so I'll just go back and do that quickly, footing detail, and just sort of things you need to look at all the time. All right, so that's fixed up that. Also, I can see the level here is doubled again, so we have to go through and do that same thing we did before in every section that appears in. So back to VV, go back to Revit links, go to here, set it to custom, go back to here, set that to custom, type in L, turn off that, and go OK, and OK, and there it is. It's cleared that up. Right, so those are the sort of things you have to do. Oops, what am I doing here? Sorry, I thought it was in the other one. Let me just go back to here, and now let's go and just drag in maybe the roof of the in the right spot. Yeah, we'll put that here. Just drag that in there. Okay, let's see if we can get it to show us, and won't let us show us. Let's try it again. Let's bring this out for a minute. Sometimes it lines things up for you. This point I can't. It's fine in the center of one view to another. So if I put it there, hopefully it'll be close enough. In theory, this should be lining up, but yeah, possibly. All right, but it puts the scale in there and everything like that, which is good. Again, you have to click on here to move that somewhere else, and if I go there, see how it's lining up the level name with the one below that, so it sort of lines them up for you. It puts a little dash line, so if I drop it there, I know it'll be lining up. Alright, so if I want to fix this up, I can go across. I'm not sure if it will line up this length. Yeah, it does. Even notices that from the bottom one, so they're both the same size. That helps a bit. It's probably a little bit too low, so I can bring it up and perhaps move this up as well a bit. Oops. Again, it's moving vertically like that. It's good. All right. Again, this one here, I didn't turn off the that view. If I right click in here, I can go activate view. I don't have to go back to the view. So it's like going into the viewport through to model space on the sheet from paper space. So if I activate that, in theory I should be able to go here and do certain things to that view that I would normally do if I was in the view directly, like I see if I was up in here in the level 2 area. So I can, one of the things I want to do is muck around and fix this up. I don't want those. Apply, right click, deactivate view. So now it's been cleaned up, so I don't have to go back to the view every time to do that. Alright, so let's just check on there a few more things. Now I could throw the 3D straight on there, but it's not advisable to throw the default 3D on your sheet, because you might end up going to your default 3D one day, which is the one that gets created by this little house here, and just want to swing around and look at a different view. And if you do that, it will change the view on your sheet as well. So it's best to create a dedicated one for that. Alright, so if I right click here and I'll duplicate this, just duplicate, and I'll just call it, I'll call it the name that I want to end up having, which is on the label, which should be 3D view. Alright, so I'll just rename that to 3D view, and we'll OK that. And there it is. Now the next thing to do is to go back to the sheet and 3D view, and drop it about there. And there it comes. Now it looks a little bit small there like that. So what I want to do is maybe if I right click, for example, here and go activate in view, I can probably change the scale from here. I can make that 200. Oh, not 200, I didn't mean that, sorry. I meant 100. Because it was 100 before, was it? Sorry, we'll make it 50. Yeah, I can't remember what it was before. Double it. So if I double it, now I can't drag it down because it's just, I have to deactivate it. I can drag it down. Now, according to my little drawing here, that's taking a little bit more space than I thought. So maybe I don't want 1 to 50 and I don't want 1 to 100, but something in between. So what I need to do is I can either go back here or I can just do it from here. I'll just go, I find it easier to activate the view and just go here and create a custom one. Alright, so click custom at the top and we'll make this 75. Okay, 75. So the display name automatically becomes like that. Suppose you could tick this and change it if you don't want it to be called 1 to 75, but something else. But that's fine, which is a bit better than AutoCAD does it actually. AutoCAD you have to change it up on the label and then you have to change it down where it actually does the work. This is a bit better, the ratio. Alright, so that's meant to be somewhere in between. So I'll right click and I'll probably keep that, deactivate view, and move that up somewhere in there. Oh, again, this is until one learns to do it all in one at once. We have to keep going back and turning those things off. It's quite annoying, isn't it? But anyway, it has to be done. Deactivate view and click that to make this smaller. And perhaps if I click out here, it might not make sense that that's sort of over a bit. So you might click, click here and just move this across a bit. So it's sort of directly under that wall. Might look a bit better. All right. Again, it could be, you might think it's lost there, so you might want to bring it up well into it as well. And there it's sort of detecting the wall, I think. All right. This guy's sending me emails, whoever that is. So we'll sort it out. Okay. All right. So let's go and put in the section, which is section north-south. North-south is here, which is that. While I'm at it, I better turn off these little crop things now while I can. The other thing I'll do is this level here. We're getting experts at that now. VV, Revit links, go here, go to custom. Yeah, it's just a, so here, custom, level, turn it off. A lot of hassle just to do one little tick. Alright, so that's done. Okay, so that's looking good. What else do we have to do here? Alright, so let's just drag this into the structural, north south, and that goes. Okay, maybe I've got to move some things around. Oh, that's huge. That's probably about right. Okay, just this is a bit big. I need to go in here and just tidy this up a bit. So I just want to bring these labels down a bit. Also, I'm noticing in my little example, the label is looking the other way. You can't switch it. I'm not sure why it's doing that. Doesn't matter which way it's looking, the same result. Actually, that's not really good. That's right on there. I mean, that's a bit too. Alright, and this one, drag that across. Again, you can muck around with this. This can be a bit bigger. I'm not sure why it's so tight. A bit bigger. Alright, and we can switch it like this one here. North south is that. This is this one here. You can switch it. We can make this a bit smaller. Let's see what we get on here when we do that. If I right click and deactivate, no, it looks the same, doesn't it? So it's fine. Okay, so it's good. All right, so what I wanted to do is actually tidy this up. I might have to go back into this one here to actually get that organized properly. This is just too much around it. Why is it doing that? One asks. Sometimes it does that. Let me just get rid of that for a minute. Okay, there's a line again. Alright. Yeah, it's too much. That's alright. It's just when you go over it that does that. Alright, so if I go here, I'll just drag that up again, and click that, and drag that back. Should line up there. Alright. It's just tidying up anyway. I'm not going to waste too much more time in mucking around with this. I'm just going to drop them in for now. And that's good enough. You know how to do it. Like, you just drag this up around and whatever you have to do to make it a bit smaller. It's not going to be perfect here, so that's that. And I just want to bring in the north-south roof. It just, as you can see, it's laborious, basically. This thing here again is pretty good, so we'll just turn off the cropping and go apply, go back to our sheet, and north-south roof. Drop that in here somewhere for now. Ooh, really? No. That should be 1:50, I thought. Maybe it's the wrong size. So let's just delete that. North-south roof. Oh, it's 1:20. Should be 1:50. That was not expected. No, it's a bit better. Alright, so there's that as well. Again, you have to go into there and turn off those levels there. So be look out for that. Also, you need to go in here and turn off. So I might do this one here. You need to turn off the sections. All right, so there's a few areas to look at, the sections from there. So let's go in here and just do that. VV, show you what that is. All right, so back here again, do this, do the custom. Oh, sorry, I've done this before, maybe on this one. Okay, so we need the levels turned off. L for levels. Oh, that's turned off already, is it? Oh, what am I looking at then? I'll have a look. The sections need to be turned off. That's section. Are we in the right spot? Yeah. Section. Oh. What's going on? We'll do this. Sorry, we'll do it differently. Cancel that. Now, there is actually a step that does say what to do there, and that's I'm sure it is at this point, but you can go in here and right click and select all instances visible in the view. Alright, so selecting those, and then you can right click, hide in view elements, so that disappears. Now the level's been done, I can see that. Yeah, you can muck around with the level a bit and just bring it in a bit. Okay, that's the other thing you can do, and this one as well, so that'll tighten that up a bit more. Alright, that's it. It's all the way down there, I don't know why. Maybe something to do with the anyway, I'll leave it there. Could be the cropping again. Just check. Okay, that seems to be a bit better. Alright, so that's cleared that up. Alright, so that's done. Yeah, that's actually step 7. That explains how to hide those elements in the view, and down to step 8, which I think we haven't done. So step 7 is this one here. Alright, and step 8 is next, which is basically in a similar fashion to step 6. You rename all the views. So for level 1, that message will come up. You're saying no, but the others shouldn't come up with any messages. Just rename them to that, and they should appear in here. So if I do I'll do level 2 for now, just so it's just there. Rename that to roof framing plan. So go roof framing plan, and that's it. Go OK, It says, do you want to, would you like to rename the corresponding levels and views? And you say, no, you don't want to do that. Okay, so basically it just renames that there. So if we go back to here, what do we get? All right, we get that. That's been renamed there, which means you have to readjust this. I should just do that at the end after you rename everything, and you have to bring it down as well. So basically, that's what it's done. But it hasn't actually gone and renamed that. Oh, this is the wrong one. But it hasn't renamed the level to be called that. It's just level 2 is called level 2 still. I'll leave it there before we run out of time. And we'll stop